Chris.
Morning.
You know, something strange happened to me this morning.
Was it a dream where you see yourself standing in sort of sun god robes on a pyramid with 1,000 naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you?
No.
Why am I the only person that has that dream?
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box Podcast, where we talk about anything, and everything, and nothing all at the same time. John Bon Jovi, we got a show for you. Coming up on episode 191, the Fantastic Four coming to our movie screens, but as you may think, dude, where's my Uber Eats delivery? Kush is talking about a movie in his movie review. He seems to do that a lot. And much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you. It's the Waffle Box, the original Waffle Box. It's the best part of Wednesday because you accept no substitutes. Coming to you all the way from the future home of Super Bowl 60. I believe that's 44. Wait, Mike Fish? I might be wrong about that.
Sounds good to me.
You love us because we do this, and we do this because we love you, producer Lathan. What's going on?
Hey guys, hope you're both doing well. I tell you what, where I am didn't get a single drop of rain on April 1st, so I honestly have no idea why they insist on calling it April Fool's Day. Surely it's about time we retire that name, right?
No, it's called April Fool's Day, not April Fool's Day. It's like a day where people make jokes, nothing to do with rain.
Wait, seriously? Why has no one ever corrected me before now? I look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, never mind. It's okay. It's okay. Kush, how you doing? Best part of Wednesday? I think it's the first time we've ever recorded on a Wednesday. How are you doing?
It is not the first time we've ever recorded on a Wednesday, but I'm doing okay. And it is still the best part of Wednesdays. Yeah, I was in a situation just a few days ago where I'm driving a rental car back to San Francisco, and it came with Spotify Premium, which is nice, so you don't have to have commercials every song or every 6 songs, whatever. And I'm listening to some old Ice Cube.
Ooh.
And then I crossed the Bay Bridge. We're officially back in San Francisco, but now it's just all the traffic is bottled up or whatever. And for whatever reason, in the middle of a song, it skips over to now it's a Bruce Springsteen playlist.
Oh.
I don't have anything against the boss. It's not what I would have chosen. Otherwise, we would have already been listening to it. So I think it's just a glitch. You know, these things happen. It's the 21st century. Whatever. We're not perfect. So I go back to some Ice Cube. Go back to that original song. And about 10 seconds later, goes back to Bruce Springsteen. This goes on for miles, by the way, where I'm Ice Cube. And then something happens and it's back to Springsteen. Ice Cube, Springsteen, Ice Cube, Springsteen. To the point where it's like, I think somehow signals got crossed. And there's some dude like in the next lane just like, why do I keep listening to fucking Ice Cube? No. Like, it only occurred to me after that, like, after rule 3, rule 5, I just hit pause. I was like, then we won't listen to any music. And then it turned back on. And then I was like, oh, probably someone else is probably pulling their hair out also. Preferably.
So what you're saying is, it wasn't a good day. Oh,
boom. At least not for that guy.
Well,
I finally hit the steering wheel button for vocal, vocal cue, and I was just like, "Play fuck you," and that's when it finally stopped at that point. It was some random song just aptly titled "Fuck You." There's actually a lot of the songs with that title, but I think you got the point.
Yeah. Good for you.
Or he was just able to listen to Springsteen uninterrupted anymore.
You should have played Kendrick Lamar's "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" to send a message to the other guy.
Well, that's what I did with "Fuck You."
Yeah.
So.
Either one works. Real quick before we get into the top stories, Val Kilmer. R.I.P.
That's tragic.
It was one of those that even at 39 years old, I saw that Val Kilmer died on April 1st, and I was like, it took me a good minute to verify this. I was like, is this some sick fucking April Fool's joke. But no, unfortunately, one of my favorite Bruce Waynes, not my favorite Batman, but one of my favorite Bruce Waynes ever, Val
Yeah, that's
Kilmer,
fair.
unfortunately passed away. Yeah, he should have got more than one. I'm sure there
I
was a
think he
story
did.
behind that.
Yeah, he had such an awful time on that one. They didn't want to do the fourth one. That's what happened with that one. Yeah, so I hate to be that guy. I honestly thought he had passed away after Top Gun Part 2 came out. I was like, wow, I'm glad they got that. Glad they finally got that out in the theaters before he could pass away. And then I saw the thing yesterday, and again, it's a sick and twisted world. So I'll be in one of those groups where every now and then they'll re-announce that Roger Moore has passed away. But Roger Moore has died 3 dozen times in that group, by the way. Um, so I
The
thought it was that
Brazilian.
situation, and no, the good man has indeed left this mortal coil. So
Real quick, and I'm putting you on the spot. Favorite Val Kilmer, not necessarily Val Kilmer movie,
mhm.
but favorite Val Kilmer appearance in a movie.
I mean, you
Ooh.
started the show off tonight with a real genius. Everyone
Yes.
likes that one. He was great in the movie Heat, which, based on today's run times, doesn't seem like that long of a movie anymore. And he would pop up in little things like he was the ghost of Elvis in True Romance.
That might be
Uh,
one of my favorites.
it's fun,
He was
right? And
very
he's
good.
just a blurry image in the background.
Like you
Like,
never actually see it's him. You just see it like
no.
it's filmed a lot of time, like I say, in blurs or from like the chin down.
Hmm.
Great goddamn movie. But
So
he
he was
also a
he was a
great
great
goddamn
actor.
movie.
He was a great actor, and the world is a lot cooler, or a lot less cooler without him.
Yeah. R.I.P. Val Kilmer. We've got a lot to talk about, I think, today. So should we just kick it into gear and get straight into the top stories?
Let's dive in.
Producer Lathan, if you could, hit the music. It's now time for this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
This isn't on my sheet, but it came out late yesterday, or I found about it late yesterday, and I have to talk about it. Did you see that Sam Mendes is directing not one, not two, not three, but four movies about the Beatles?
Oh, I saw the smallest blurb about that. I didn't realize we were doing 4 movies.
Yeah. So
Well,
to catch those people up at home, so they did this big Sony did this big release thing, like trying to be Marvel
CinemaCon.
or something. You know,
No,
I don't know.
it's a convention in Las Vegas that happens every year. This is where every movie theater owner and manager kind of like, this is what's coming out in the next 12 months. Please buy it. That's the whole thing. So yeah, Sony did a presentation yesterday.
So we
I
got
didn't realize we were doing 4 Beatles movies.
well, let me break it down for you. So we got
Nice.
Paul Mescal playing
Hmm.
Paul McCartney, Joseph Quinn as George Harrison, Barry Keoghan
Hmm.
as Ringo Starr, who, by the
Good
way,
name.
fantastic casting because if you see the pictures side by side, perfect. And Harris Dickinson as John Lennon, right? So what they're doing, from what I understand from the press release, is it's going to be one movie, one story of the Beatles, but each movie is going to be from a different members of the band's perspective,
Fucking.
right?
It's ambitious. It's ambitious, but yeah, I don't know about this one, Davey.
It's going to be one of those that it's either going to be a artistic masterpiece
Hmm.
or it's going to be fucking miserable by the time you get to the third movie. We like, I know all this shit. I've seen this before.
That's assuming we get to a third movie. Like Kevin Costner is a great example of this. This dude was like, I'm putting out 4 3-hour westerns. It's all one story. He's not doing a different POV or anything. Like he's like, this one people are like, well, why don't you just do a streaming show, dude? Like, no, it's a movie. It's cinema. It's a masterpiece. I put everything I have into it. And that first movie, first week, no, it's a financial bomb. It got jettisoned to streaming, where everyone was all like, "Oh, this is actually really good," but I don't want to go see this, sit through this for 3 hours in a theater 4 fucking times.
Well, I'm
So
gonna
I know part
guess.
two came out, but it did not. I don't even think I think it had like a little theatrical presentation, and then just like, good luck.
I'm gonna guess the way that it's gonna be. I assume they're gonna film it all in one big shot. If they're doing the
You'd
same story
assume
from that would make sense. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be like
you have to
well,
have the money for
because it
that
can be
too.
done. I will give him that
It can
because
be done.
have you seen? I can't remember which season. I want to say season 7, but I could be wrong. Of Arrested Development.
Good
It
question.
was when it transferred to Netflix
Oh yeah.
exclusively.
So I saw that. Yeah, and that
Where
was
that
good. And then for
season,
whatever reason, they re-edited it.
yes, and it like the whole season is basically taking place over the course of like 1 or 2 days, I think.
Hmm.
And but each episode jumps to a different. So in one episode you'll see one of the characters come into the scene, and in the next episode you'll see what he was doing, and then he comes into. It's like
Hmm.
it's very well done. So it can be
I
done,
liked it.
but
I,
I
a
don't know.
better
This one,
example of that actually, Mike, is Clint Eastwood did a World War II series. And I say series because there was only two movies. But he did one. I want to say the invasion of Iwo Jima from the American soldiers' point of view, and then did a second film. Is that Flags of Our Father? I might have the titles mixed up, but then done from the point of view of the Japanese army, and there's a cross point where both casts bump into each other.
like the big
Uh,
fight scene from Avengers Endgame.
Something like that. I haven't seen it though, but I heard that's also very good. But again, like the movies are fantastic. You know, I love them, but it is also a business. So the first movie actually has to be a profit for there to be a second one. So I think we're putting the cart before the horse. Like,
Yeah, it could be like one movie comes out in the movies, and then the other three are on Tubi.
yeah, like I don't know about you, Mike. Our generation's parents love the Beatles. Don't say anything negative about the Beatles. I've always just kind of like, I guess. Uh, but this generation that we're currently sitting in, they don't give a shit about the fucking Beatles. They say a lot of mean things about the Beatles nowadays, whether it's true or not. And you're just like, oh, you guys are really going in on the Beatles. The fuck?
I don't want to talk bad about the Beatles, they're legends. But I think for me, like you say, my generation, our generation, it's kind of like how I look at what the fuck is his name? He did We Didn't Start the Fire. It was always burning since the
Hmm.
world's been
Yeah, yeah,
turning.
Billy
Like
Joel.
Billy Joel.
Yeah,
Same as
the
him, where it's like he's good, but
New York, New
there's so much
Jersey love.
hype about it. It's
Mm.
kind of like it's not. I don't know why everyone's fucking losing their mind over it. It's good, but it's not that great. We often like at work. He'll come on the playlist, and some of his songs are dog shit. Like it just sounds like he's talking about absolute nonsense. And I'm like, why the people? Why has Madison Square Garden been sold out 50 bajillion times for this fucking guy? I don't get it.
He is a
But
New Yorker's New Yorker, so you better watch out. You don't say nothing bad about Bon Jovi, and you don't say nothing bad about Joel. That's
Bon
two
Jovi,
BJs.
Bon
You better
Jovi,
not say anything bad.
I'm there for. Second best service station in New Jersey. And then also we've got the boss from he's down the Jersey Shore somewhere. Yeah, he's fine. He's fun. He's fun. But yeah, Billy Joel. Hard pass. But yeah, but this is the one thing last thing I will say about this. This is what I hate about the movie industry these days is they'll do this big reveal like, oh, this is the cast of the movie. Woo! When's it coming out? Oh, April 2028. Oh, okay. Fuck. Like 3 years now.
That's more of a Marvel Comics movie thing. Sony isn't doing that over the Beatles,
Yeah, but at least
or
at least the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like, well, this movie's coming out next year, and like they do a there's like there's a
Mhm.
timeline reaching out 3 4 years. There's
Mhm.
movies in between. You can with this one, it's like I'll probably forget
And
about this.
that's also shot Marvel in the foot. Yeah, remember when Blade was announced 5 years ago?
Yeah, and then what the fuck is that? They announced that movie, the big Avengers movie, and then the guy did
Yeah,
some
that's a
things
whole other can of
allegedly.
worms. That's a whole other
Uh,
can of worms, dude. We're talking about Blade. So, which
Well,
has not happened yet. Everything else that was announced that day has come out and is now on Disney Plus, except for Blade.
oh, Marvel clearly forgot that Wesley Snipes is the only person that's allowed to play Blade.
Mm-hmm.
There only ever going to be one Blade.
It'd probably just be easier to put Wesley back in that role. But anyway, we're getting off subject.
We're getting
here.
way
We're
off
getting
subject.
off subject. So,
Let's go on to some other weird topics that have gone on this
sure.
much. So we've all been to like a beach or a lagoon for a relaxing vacation. You always like to have
Guilty.
some fun sights, because we've all done that thing where you wear the sunglasses and then you just stare straight forward, but because no one can see your eyes, you're kind of looking to the left and looking to the right and you go, oh, look at that, she's quite nice. She's quite nice. We've all been guilty of doing that. However, some people in Australia recently got a little bit more than they expected. When people at Ian Dipple Lagoon, which is on Australia's Gold Coast,
Impact.
clearly, onlookers caught a couple having sex at the swimming spot. Oh my God, disgraceful behavior. But what gets funny? So naturally, in 2025, when people saw people having sex in the water, everyone got their fucking phones out and started filming the fucking thing, right? When the guy who was copulating realized that he'd been spotted, this guy doubled down and thought, you know what? This could be an embarrassing situation, but for me, not today, buddy.
Powerful.
He got out of the water, assuming with his rock hard schlong pointing in a direction in which he was going to, approached the group of onlookers and started demanding money.
Oh, bold.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Pun intended. This guy's got balls.
Yeah, right.
He, quote, one onlooker said, he demanded we instantly hand him our phones or give payment for having watched his so-called performance. He continues to state, he continues to state he doesn't perform for free and people pay him for what we just witnessed. So I don't know whether he's done this a lot or he's a porn star, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if he's never done it before, kudos.
Hey, there's no harm in asking. Worst case,
they get fed with a closed mouth.
Yeah, but imagine if someone does go, yeah, man, that's pretty good. Here's $20. Well done.
Yeah, right. What if someone did pay you?
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, they told the man that the recording they captured would be turned over to the police, and then they ran to a nearby hotel for safety. Well, I don't know what they were worried about. I say we're going, why he's going to bat him over the head with it. Although, what's that movie with fuck it, what's her name? Jennifer. Fuck, there's a movie where she's skinny dipping and then a group of people steal her clothes and then she gets out of the water butt ass naked and just whoops the shit out of them.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, there we go.
That thing, it's on Netflix now. I know what you're talking about. I forget what it's called. It's supposed to be very funny though.
Yeah, plus you get to see Jennifer Lawrence full frontal naked. Yeah, it's never a bad day. Never a bad day. Nah. We've all been guilty. Again, feeling a little hungry, but a little lazy at the same time. So we've opened up the old Uber Eats or the DoorDash and thought, let's get some food delivered. I'm a little peckish. You're looking at me like you've never done that before, Kush. Have you never ordered online delivery?
Yeah, I don't like it anymore.
No, it's the last ditch resort because then something you're spending $10 on at the store, there's always a couple of extra dollars added on and there's fees and blah blah blah, and you end up paying $25 for a $10 hamburger or some shit like that.
If you're like, yes.
The amount of times I've almost ordered McDonald's to be delivered, and then once they add all the fees, I'm like, fuck this. This is not worth it. However, still in Australia's had a fucking week. One man in Australia learned the hard way that you should always double check the delivery address. Oh,
that's about right.
Shit. So this guy is from Ireland, right? And his name is Oisin Lenahan. Sounds about right.
Okay. Terrible name.
And he moved to Melbourne 6 years ago. and said he was having a nice evening of drinks with a friend and thought he'd order some takeout. He proceeded to order $65 worth of food from what he thought was some local restaurant. Everything seemed well until he's like, where the fuck is my food? What the fuck? Where's my food? So he checked the order confirmation and realized that the food was stated to be delivered to his old address in Dublin.
Sure.
Boy. I've done that before. Although not doing it. Not I haven't sent food to Dublin, but I never do this with kids, right? Because I was ordering food like while stopped at a red light. You should never be on your phone while you're driving. Never do that. It's bad. Kids, don't do it. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some halal guys. If you've ever come to the East Coast, halal guys, fucking great food. But I didn't realize because it's super GPS with these super smartphones, and smartphones can either be really smart or they can be really dumb. And this time it was really smart, and it GPSed it, and so it delivered the food to the house that I was parked next to at the red light.
Oh, fine.
Luckily, I realized this drove to the house and it was still sitting on the front door. They didn't take it in.
Okay.
So it looked like maybe if neighbors were looking at it, it looked like I just fucking stole someone else's food. But
It does look like that.
it was definitely my food. But thankfully for this fella, he was managed to able to contact Uber, and he got a full refund, which is nice.
Okay.
Lucky for him.
That is actually very lucky for him.
Yeah. Always check your delivery, kids. Shall we end on a not a light story? Shall we end on a fucking scary as fuck story?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why not? Let me just take a sip of my drink. We all remember when we was children how we'd fear that there may be something, there's a monster under the bed, or maybe in the closet. Mom, there's something under the bed. Well, one babysitter in Kansas was doing a nice thing for this little bubby who was, oh my God, there's a monster under my bed. And so the babysitter did what any responsible adult would do. Like, there's nothing under your bed. Let me show you. I'm going to go look under the bed now and show you that there's nothing there. To which she proceeded to look under the bed, and there was a fucking guy under the fucking bed. Staring at her.
Whoa.
Yeah. To which the guy fled the scene, shockingly. We never found out what the fuck he was doing under the bed, but clearly he's not the smartest of guys, because he fled the scene and was arrested the next morning on the same block. So he didn't flee that fucking far. Or he thought, it's been 8 hours. The heat's burned down, surely. Yeah, I'll just go back. The 27-year-old suspect who once lived at the residence, so clearly he did a they didn't change the fucking keys, the locks. You should always change the locks when you move into a new home. Duh. He also had a protection from abuse order to stay away from the property. So clearly there's a story here that we don't know. They haven't gone into the detail here. So clearly this guy fucking has an issue with that house or the people that live there. And was booked on charge of aggravated kidnapping. See, there's more details here. This story's not telling about fucking hell. Burglary, battery, and child endangerment. Jesus. So yeah, Kush, what would you do if you looked under your bed and saw a fucking guy staring back at you?
Scream like a girl and run. Like, yeah. No.
I would probably make a really girly noise. I think, I don't know about you, because I think I don't have a very deep voice, but I have a pretty deep voice for how I talk with my English accent. Now, at work, I work at a restaurant. Whenever I have to walk through the kitchen to get to other places or like the offices and shit like that. Many times I'll be walking past the dish area, the dishwashing area, and the floor will be a little bit moist sometimes. And I'll be walking through, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? And I'll do that. You know that where you do that little slip like that?
Slip.
It's like, ooh. Every fucking time I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like I just scream like, And all the Mexicans laugh at me. It's very embarrassing.
They're right to laugh at you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But there you go. Boys and girls, when you move into our home, always change the locks. Always check under your bed before you go to bed. Always check the delivery when you're doing Uber Eats. And if you're going to watch a couple have sex, pay them. They're working hard. They might be trying to put themselves through school. Let's move on to some people that are out there achieving things with their life. Shall we, Kush?
Oh, there's a Chivas?
Is it what? A Chivas? That's a whiskey, isn't it? Chivas? Chivas?
I think it's a wine.
It's something. Anyway,
It's
now we're going to talk about some people who are achieving some things out there with their lives and doing some things so bold and beautiful that an Irish brewery is gone, oh, look at you, top of the morning, well done, and giving them a certificate. There we go. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? Why? Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
And never more has that question been more prevalent. Why would you do that? Because Duraflor, a French cheese company, recently set the Guinness World Record for the largest cheese fondue.
Oh my.
When they cooked up 4,800 pounds of cheese. 4,800 pounds of cheese. And if you do the quick maths, that's 10, that's about 40 of me's cheese. I don't weigh much. That's a lot of fucking cheese. The massive copper cauldron used for the attempt was filled with 40 wheels of Comté cheese, variously matured for 9, 15, and 21 months. The fondue chefs then added Chardonnay and
Sauvignon Blanc.
No, it's not Sauvignon. It's well, whatever. Sauvignon white wines, 4.4 pounds of garlic, 3.3 pounds of white pepper, and about 121 pounds of cornstarch.
Yeah, this is no one is allowed to make fun of America's obsession with excess anymore. You can now. France has now entered the chat.
Like, that's why I don't like this one, because this is wasteful. I think this is wasteful, right? Because we've seen other similar records like this, like the guy who made the largest frappuccino or whatever the fuck it was. It was a large, very fucking large coffee, but then the thing had a spout on it, and after the record was confirmed, they poured out the coffee and handed it out to people it was dunno. And then there was other things where they done large pizzas and shit like that, and they fed it to people with charity and bollocks and like that. Who is gonna line up to share like a big fondue? That just seems like a waste.
Frenchmen.
I guess. But like once it gets, I don't know. It just seems like a waste. Like I'm sure a lot of cheese.
It's definitely a waste, but that'll be. Will they finish it all? Probably not, but there will be people there to eat it.
Why people laugh at you, French people? Stop doing weird shit like this. But there you go. Congratulations, I guess, to Duraflor, a French cheese company, for setting the Guinness World Record for the largest fondue. They beat a Swiss company who previously held the record, which is kind of mean. What's Switzerland got going for it? Other than really good chocolate and knives. Really small knives.
Well, it's not fondue anymore. No.
Not fondue.
But
that's for a fact.
Don't look Sweden down. They'll be back.
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Also, guys, you guys got one of y'all has to change your name.
Why?
Because I keep getting Switzerland and Sweden mixed up.
Because it's the Swiss and the Swedes.
But yeah, one of you guys got to change.
Maybe they could just merge and become the Swiss.
I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Switzerland. There'd be a lot of good-looking people in Switzerland. Let's all go to Switzerland. There you
like
go.
A bunch of bike riders for sure.
Anyway, Let's take a quick break. Pause for the cause, pay some bills. Still to come, we've got this week's Celebrity Birthday, Blackjack, Kush's movie review, feel good story, and much more. So stick around if you would. We'd sure should appreciate it. It's now time for this week's commercial break.
Hi, I'm Buddy Delmont of Buddy's Trucking. We're a family-owned and operated truck driving outfit. Have you ever wanted to see the beauty of real America while popping Benzedrine and having sex with scary women in towns nobody's ever heard of? Well then, the trucking industry just might be for you. Finally, a job where you can smoke at work, poop in a coffee can and fling it out the window, and sleep at a rest stop surrounded by serial killers. Truck driving, it's the excitement of the open road, the joyful pleasures of the man alone in the middle of nowhere, slowly going mad at his own thoughts, surrounded by society's flotsam and jetsam. Contact Buddy's Trucking and live the rest of your life out on the road. 10-4, good buddy.
Place your bets. It's now time for Birthday Blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
Hey, welcome to Waffle Box episode 181. It is April 2nd, trust me, even though this episode might not drop till April 3rd. But it is April 2nd, goddammit. And it's time for this week's Celebrity Birthday Blackjacks game show where we quiz Kush on celebrities and their ages, and you could play along at home as well. How can you play along at home, you ask? Well, producer Laven, if you could. Produce? No. Tell everyone the rules.
Well, the rules to Celebrity Birthday Blackjack are pretty simple. Mike is going to name 5 celebrities that are celebrating their birthdays today, and all you have to do is guess how old they are now. Your score is based on your margin of error. For example, if the celebrity is 50 years old and you guess 53, you were 3 years out, so you score 3 points. If you're lucky enough to guess their age spot on, you get to deduct 5 points from your score. And to win, all you need to do is keep your score at 21 or below, hence why it's called Celebrity Birthday Blackjack.
Marvelous. And Kush,
Yeah, that's me.
you're on a bit of a heater. I think 2 back-to-back wins.
Ooh,
Getting your record up to 4-6 for 2025. Not too bad.
it's currently a streak.
Yeah, let's see how you do this week. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's kick it into gear with Celebrity Birthday number 1.
Number 1.
He plays the token weird guy in every creepy TV show he's in. Mr. Jesse Pemmons. Pemmons.
Okay. Clemens?
Plemons? It might be Plemons. Maybe I typed that out wrong.
That's right.
He's a
So
Swedish-looking guy.
Yeah, he's married to the original Mary Jane. Anyways, yeah, he's I'm gonna say he's 49 years old. Jesse.
49 years old.
I might be overdoing it on that one, but yeah.
You might be, because he is 37 years old.
Oh no!
Not your best start.
No, that's a terrible opening.
Not your worst start, but still. Takes you up to 12 years out. So I think you might need a spot on answer at some point, they say. But we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
Number 2.
Now, this is, I know who she is. I picture her, but I can't think of anything else she's been in. But she played Enid Sinclair from Netflix's show Wednesday, which I believe she was like Wednesday's friend or something. Maybe roommate.
Never seen it.
Her name is Emma Myers. Emma Myers.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
good luck
unfamiliar
there.
with Miss Myers, but she's the friend we're guessing. I will say she's 24.
24 is your guess. I'll be honest, you didn't do too bad. She's 23 today.
Powerful.
Says 1 out takes you up to 13.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Now this one, good luck.
Okay. Oh.
I'll explain why after you give your answer, because I don't want to, give
Oh.
too much away. But good luck.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Mr. Phil Coulson from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Mr. Clark Gregg. How old is Clark Gregg?
I'm going to go back to 49. He's been around for a while, not just on the Avenger films.
He's been around. He's been around the block.
He's been around.
So 49?
Yeah.
This is why I said good luck. Apparently this motherfucker's 63.
Shut up.
I know, right? When I was like, what?
Wow.
He looks far too good for 63.
Dude, I hope to look half as good as him at 63 then. Like, Jesus
I
Christ.
don't look as good as he looks now.
Oh, no, you don't.
Like, Jesus. So that's...
Wow.
That's 24 out. No, 14 out. I apologize. 14 out. Which takes you up to 27.
Yeah, all right. Ooh. I mean, I think that's just the game. But
we'll do two spot-ons. You could do two spot-ons.
Yeah, okay.
Don't lose the faith.
Let's try. Good for you, Clark Gregg.
Damn, right? He fucking moisturizes.
Mm-hmm.
American rapper and record producer Quavo. Well, fuck that.
Not familiar with him.
Well, guess how old he is then.
Oh, all right.
Play the game.
34.
34?
34.
Well, Mr. Quavo turns 34 today.
Perfect.
Oh! Which takes your score by the rules down to 22.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This is tense.
Damn.
This is tense. Here we go for number 5.
Got interesting.
Number 5.
Now, we referenced Fantastic Four earlier. This man stars in the Fantastic Four upcoming movies. He is also the star of The Last of Us, The Mandalorian, and Corona commercials. Mr. Pedro Pascal. How old is Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, America's sweetheart, Pedro Pascal.
Isn't he? He's
He is.
delightful.
Yeah. He's definitely holding that role right now.
He looks like he smells nice.
He probably does take pretty good care of himself. Jeez. Yeah, I'm not trying to stall. I'm literally doing all the symbols and the math formulas and this and that. We just gotta just jump out. I'm gonna say he's 36.
36.
Mm-hmm. He's probably a little older. Now you got me double. He was an equalizer too. $45. Final answer.
45.
I'm sorry. 45.
Well, since I'll take 45 as your guess, but since your first guess was 36, this man clearly takes advice from Clark Gregg. Because Pedro Pascal turns 50 today.
Okay.
Big 5-0, which unfortunately, you was close, but it takes your score up to 27.
Yeah.
It breaks the streak. God damn you, Brock Lesnar. And means you are a loser.
Okay. That wasn't a bad loss.
It wasn't a bad loss. When you started off,
ooh, yeah, right.
It was looking bad.
That was looking terrible.
But, 6 out. But if you were playing along at home, let us know your scores in the comment section below on YouTube, or if you listen to the audio version, hit us up on Twitter at Waffle Box, on Blue Sky at WafflePod, or email us, enjoywafflebox@gmail.com. But that wraps up the April 2nd edition of Celebrity Birthday Blackjack. Of course, don't forget, since we got this new overlays, looks good. So if you want to hit us up and get your reference, or no, was it there? I can't remember how it mirrors on Zoom. It's down below, where you can shoot us a text message or leave us a voicemail to get your voice heard on a future episode of Waffle Box. 347-559-5227. That's 347-559-5227. It's now time to hand the reins over to Mr. Hayes and do what he does best, and that's review a movie in a segment that we like to call Kush's Movie Review.
Kush's movie review.
This week's movie review is Working Man, which is a movie based on a 2014 novel, Levon's Trade by Chuck Dixon, screenplay by Sylvester Stallone, starring Jason Statham as Jason Statham. Let me guess, something bad happens to Jason Statham or one of his loved ones, and he goes on a murderous rampage. And considering it's called A Working Man, I'm going to say he stars an electrician with an ironically short fuse.
That's the next Jason Statham movie, but that's wildly close. So it almost made me, except for the fact you got the career wrong, I was about to say 3 out of 5. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, damn.
And that would have been our review.
It stars Jason Statham and it's written by Sylvester Stallone. You know the type of movie it's going to be.
The biggest surprise in this was finding out Stallone got his fingers on it. And I don't know if this was a role that he was supposed to play like a decade plus ago or what the deal is. But yeah, this is A Working Man. It's rated R. 1 hour and 56 unnecessary minutes. We'll get into that a little bit later. Directed, written, David Ayer. Again, assist by Sylvester Stallone. And then this is based on old Chuck Dixon's Levon's Trade, as you say. Also, fun fact, Chuck Dixon, responsible for the character Bane in Batman.
No.
Just the facts, created Bane. I don't know how that's a thing, but his whole IMDb is just created by Bane, created by Bane, created by Bane, creator of Bane, creator of Bane. Like, and then he did this thing called Levon's Trade. Anyway, starring Jason Statham, another Jason Fleming who plays a Russian mafia guy, very scary stuff, and then a young Ariana Rivas. She's fine. So, but yeah, this is a Jason Statham movie. You know what you're getting as you walk into the door and the lights go down. Like this isn't Othello. This isn't a Shakespearean novel. It's Jason Statham. He's a blue collar worker. Oh. He's a man of the people. He's got respect, and he's a construction worker. And he's got a very troubled past. Former military guy, did some things he's not very proud of, and now he's trying to get himself straight in this new life. And there's a weird grandfather-in-law and a baby. She's like 7 or 8, whatever. But there was a family man, and mom's passed on, and so there's this weird custody thing happening way off to the side here. Meanwhile, Statham is working on a construction site and very close to the owners of the business. Like, you picked me up when I was at my lowest, and you dusted me off, and you gave me a new life, and you are my family. And well, their daughter gets kidnapped one night, and we'll get into the unnecessary part of the story here. This movie could have been an hour and a half. It would have been fine at an hour and a half. But then we get scenes where the father, I forget, Luis Pena, I think, yeah. He comes in and he's just like, Jason Statham, they kidnapped my daughter. I know you're a former Green Beret. Please find her. And he's like, I don't do that anymore. And you're like, what?
The end.
What do you mean? And 2 scenes will happen and then he comes back and he's like, all right, I'm going to look for your daughter. And then he does. So it's got a few unnecessary scenes like that. Again,
well, you're telling me that Jason Statham doesn't do an amazing regional accurate accent. He just talks like this, like he talks in every fucking movie.
Yeah, that's his voice, I imagine.
Shock.
And yeah, he's a British U.S. Green Beret guy. I don't know. There's a whole thing with the patch where it's got the Great Britain flag and the USA flag together. And yeah, it's anyway. Daughter was no slouch. That's Miss Rivas, Ariana Rivas, and the entire time she doesn't know that Jason Statham's coming for her. She is no. That's not even on her mind, but she is doing everything she can to escape. Not very good at succeeding, but at no point is she ever just sitting on her ass going, "Why me?" Like she's not a do nothing bitch. She does everything she can to be a strong character and a survivor. Um, they of the extended 24 minutes that we didn't need, they could have actually given her more screen time. I'll just put it at that. But at one point, she becomes such a pain in the ass for her captors that they're like, "All right, we got to kill this bitch." And as they're getting ready to kill her bitch and taking their sweet time to kill a bitch, and then a phone call comes, it's like, "Yeah, don't kill that bitch. We got one more job for her." And they're like, "All right, I guess we got one more job." But like, we just burned 15 minutes on this. It was just like, fucking what? Oh, god damn it. Big theme this year, ordinary man with a special set of skills. I think this is the fourth one of these we've done this year, Mike. Not going to be our last. But when Jason Statham is on the case, it's nothing we haven't seen before. So yeah, it's unsure of itself. And then again, David Ayer directed this. This is David Ayer's second Jason Statham movie. I don't know what David Ayer did to piss whoever off, but he's better than this movie deserves. However, since we are here, I like David Ayer cartoons. Like, this is every bit of a cartoon. This could have been a G.I. Joe movie. Like, shit, give David Ayer the next G.I. Joe movie. Let's see what he does with that. I don't know what has happened since Bright. Something happened with Bright. And then all of a sudden he started making schlock. Best thing I could say about A Working Man is I would like to now go back and watch Academy Award-winning Suicide Squad, also directed by David Ayer. But anyways, The Beekeeper was better. This is fun, but it drags. I should give it a 2, but I'm going to give it a very low 3 out of 5.
Sounds very similar to the plot of Last Blood.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Which is fun. So there you go. Working Man, 3 out of 5. Check it out if you like Jason Statham doing Jason Statham things.
Yeah. If you like Jason Statham, it delivers Jason Statham. Yeah. There's a very weird scene at the beginning. I know the review should be over, but couple heavies are roughing up one of Jason Statham's crewmen, and so he intervenes. I don't know how often gangsters are showing up on these construction sets, but Statham just has a shotgun stashed away and just pulls it out. Literally, it's like, all right, everybody get out of here. It's like, no, like he didn't take the shotgun with him to intervene. Like, he got on site, he beat a couple people up, and then he pulled a shotgun that was hidden like behind a bag of cement or something. It's like, what is happening on these construction sites, Jason Statham? Seems like a stressful environment.
Oh yeah. Well, when I first saw the title of this movie, I couldn't stop but think of Dusty Rhodes' old music.
Okay.
He's just a common man, working hard with his hands. Here he's a American dream. R.I.P. Anyway, there you go. Love Jason Statham. It's gonna be one of those movies that, late at night, maybe I'll just come home from the bar. I see it's on the streaming things. This will be fun.
Yeah.
Fun movies. Anyway, let's wrap up this week's show by making us all feel warm and fuzzy inside. It's now time for this week's feel-good story of the week.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
Oh, my hands are cold. It's one of those, because it's very up and down weather-wise, yeah.
And because like that out here.
Houses insulate very well.
Mm-hmm.
So like it takes time for it to catch up. So like it's been cold. So therefore it's cold in this house, but now it's nice outside. It's still, so I'm like trying to acclimatize myself. I hate spring. Spring sucks. Like just give me winter and summer. I know where I stand with those months. In winter, every day is gonna be miserable. I can prepare for that. In summer, every day is going to be great. I can prepare for that. This, I don't know what. Anyway. In a heartwarming twist of fate, a lonely book signing turned into an inspiring success story for author Jonathan Stanley, all thanks to the power of social media. Stanley had set up shop at a Barnes & Noble, hoping to promote his new book, quote, Purposeful Performance, the secret mix of connecting, leading, and succeeding. Sounds like a miserable book, but there you go. However, as hours passed, only a few people stopped by, leaving Stanley with a stack of unsold books and a sense of isolation. I think whoever wrote this article kind of went a little bit over there. I don't think thanks. Do you feel isolated right now, Mr. Sir? I think they just guessed that. Anyway. Moved by the sight of the author sitting alone, a woman named Taylor decided to try and help him using social media. Quote, this sweet man is sitting at Barnes & Noble's with a stack of his books, and my heart is breaking every time someone passes him, she captioned on a video on TikTok. The video went viral, accumulating millions of views and hundreds of thousands of likes. In just a few days, Stanley's book became an Amazon bestseller, climbing to #1 in the strategic management section. Can't imagine there's much competition.
I think you have to sell 3 copies to.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm an Amazon bestseller. And #4 overall in the business category. It might have
a little more competition.
Yeah. That's maybe me and Kush, we host the #1 podcast recorded on a Wednesday night between New Jersey and San Francisco that begins with the letter W. #1. No one else beats us.
No one.
We are #1. In response to the viral video, Stanley started his own TikTok account where he has since gained over 670,000 followers in just 2 days.
Okay.
I bet he's going to have a small peak, and then a couple of days, no one's going to give a shit about him again. But there you go. On his new platform, he shared his gratitude and many messages of hope and encouragement he'd received from fans, saying, quote, I have received thousands of messages, so many I can't keep up. Words of encouragement, stories of hope, notes from people who said the book changed their perspective, oh bullshit, helps them become better leaders and reminded them of the importance of bringing humanity back into the workplace. All right, it's a shitty book now. But I guess that's nice.
I mean, the folks who buy those books talk like that. So, yeah, probably holds up.
That's good that the majority of the people that bought this book never going to fucking read the book.
Yeah, probably not.
And like in a month's time, they're going to find it and go, oh, do you remember? Why did I buy this?
Oh, yeah. I never forgot about that. Yeah. Let me put that back under the sofa there.
Like, do I need to become a better leader?
I mean, couldn't hurt.
At the club? Anyway, there you go. Yes, congratulations to Jonathan Stanley becoming the #1 bestseller in the strategic management section of Amazon. Good for you. Video golf club. We feel good. Anyway, that wraps up this week's show. Another quick Twite Like a Tiger show. That's what happens when we record during the day, and I have to stay sober because I have to go to work after this. Kush!
Hey, that's me.
You've been doing some things over the past several days in taking media. Is there anything in the podcast world, the TV world, the movie world, or any other world that people can, if you're like, people should check this shit out?
I dusted some dust off of the equipment and working on something I'm not comfortable about talking about yet.
Oh.
But that could be a lot of fun. However, I am happy to say that in just 48 hours, I will report back to Oracle Park for the San Francisco Giants home opener. And I cannot wait.
They haven't played at home yet?
No, it's coming up this Friday.
Wow. See the Yankees?
Awesome.
Oh, the Yankees controversy with their
I think it's
bats.
the Mariners. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I'll have to Haven't heard a lot, but I heard a little bit.
It's a thing. I'm not going to go into it here because
We gotta
nonsense. It's nonsense. It's all from me. It's all from Kush. Producer Lathan. Any final thoughts that you want to add?
I got nothing. Now I'm off to write a shitty book, hang out at a Barnes & Noble and wait for some dumb cunt on TikTok to make me a millionaire. Peace out.
Gotta have a dream. Gotta have a dream.
Probably not gonna work with that attitude.
But until next, I'll just find a category on Amazon that's like really niche.
Oh yeah, right.
And then become the best seller. Anyway, until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.
Pay me off, Johnny.